G'day, my name's Kyle Grace and I'm seeking balance, truth, connection and soul. I'm working on single purpose, single organization, single spirit, just to uplift life through the human experience for one and all, across time. Something I get asked a lot is, are you well? Maybe it's, hey, how you going? Or it's, are you sick? And I can tell you quite confidently, having been working on this for a year, that my general performance score is an 11. So, quite well, thank you for asking. What's a general performance score? Well, essentially the general performance score is taking into account my performance, generally, across time. The factors that have gone into this GPS score include my fitness, how much I'm working out. It includes the initiatives that I'm working on, how much time I'm investing in work and in initiatives and in projects, in helping or supporting other people or creating content like this. It tracks my consumption, how much am I consuming games or watching television or smoking. It considers my inputs and outputs, how hard am I trying and how well am I generally feeling. And it wonders about finance as well. The idea is that performance, generally speaking, is a factor of quality, time. So, look, what does the score mean? It doesn't really mean anything much, but it's a consistently inconsistent measure of how I'm performing. So when I say I'm 11, I guess that depends on how I'm performing across time. So I've got this graph here for you, which shows you my general performance score over this year. It takes us up to about November. And you can see at the start of the year, my general performance score was tracking at about a 5. And in fact, it had been going at that level for 12 months. A really tough year last year. I was not feeling very good. I was struggling to think, I was struggling to exercise, I was struggling to concentrate, I was struggling to do anything. I was getting through as best I could, but at the start of this year I decided, well, I want to be doing a little bit better. I want to be trying to be more. And that's where I started working on this general performance tracker to see how I could improve my performance across time. And so you can see by the end of the year, this first green line was what I was performing at last year. And, by a quarter of the way through the year, there's very few lines that are below what I was performing last year. And by halfway through the year, I'm never performing as badly as I was last year. But by the end of the year, you can see I'm dramatically higher than what I was. This second green line is a 10. On average, this year has averaged out to about an 11. But in this last month, I've been performing at about an 18 as far as my general performance goes. And that's a combination of things. It's a combination of exercise. It's a combination of investing time into initiatives like this, into one and all things. And also just feeling better. Just feeling better. So what's the breakdown of this general performance tracker? Look, these calculations are pretty rough at this stage. This is a breakdown here, and it shows that essentially my general performance score is made up mostly of my initiative work and my inputs. There's a bit of a wedge for physical fitness, and actually I think that that's a bit deceptive. I think that the amount of effort that I'm putting into physical fitness, that should be weighted higher, because I think it's been a really significant effort. But it's all relational to last year's statistics. So against each day, the statistics are equal. So you can see that not very much effort on sort of mindfulness activities. So that's for me, going to cultural events or arts or socializing generally. And actually, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to socialize because for all I've been putting in all this effort and feeling like I'm working really hard and actually feeling really good in myself about the work that I'm doing and how this might contribute and help us all. It hasn't necessarily translated to money and hasn't necessarily translated to having lots of opportunities to socialize. So whilst my general performance score is way better than what it was, and I'm up and active and engaged with ideas a lot more than what I was, I've got a lot of other things that I could do generally as far as my performance, and this graph helps show that. It helps show that whilst my performance is dramatically improving, maybe I'm working a little bit too hard. Here's another graph kind of showing a breakdown, and you can see here that general performance score adds up to an 11 overall. The efforts that I'm putting in inputs and initiative fitness are the biggest factors that are contributing, and this consumption score is sort of dragging the score down a little bit. But that consumption score was a lot worse last year. In fact, it was more than double last year, the consumption. And by the end of this year, that consumption is even lower than that 3. That -3 is an average over the year. So, I mean, a question that we ask ourselves, does this actually mean that I'm healthy? Well, I guess that's up to all of us to decide, but here is a concept about general performance that I offer to you, and I wonder that with a general performance score, what do you think that we should be wanting the most together with life?